Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah, and in today's video, I wanted to talk about a topic that's very near and dear to my heart, and that is bullies and how to handle bullies at work. So I graduated nursing school when I was 21 years old, and I took my first nursing position when I was 22. So I was the youngest nurse on the unit. I was very observant, I was reserved, and I definitely had my share of coworkers who tried to bully me. So in the early years, I wasn't responding appropriately to bullies at all. I was yelling, I would act out of character. Sometimes management got involved when they probably didn't need to be. But I ultimately did get it right, and I wanted to share with you some of the things that I've learned along the way and the best way that I handle bullies at work. So bullies love gossip. They thrive off of gossip, and they want to know as much information about you as possible. And where's the best place to look? Of course, social media. My first tip is to stop adding your coworkers on social media. Once they know about your personal life, like your marriage, your relationship, your divorce, your kids, no topic is off limits to a bully. And so the more material that they have to work with, the better. I know it can be awkward when someone from work that you see on a regular basis sends you a friend request. I know it can kind of feel awkward. It's like, okay, what am I supposed to do? Just decline them? I've actually had people approach me like, hey, you declined my friend request, so I sent you another one. That's super awkward. And that's also not the norm. So my tip for that is just let the friend request sit there. Let it collect dust. You don't really have to do anything about it. Don't feel obligated to press the accept button just because you work with them. And in the instance that they approach you and ask you, hey, did you get my friend request? Just say, I barely checked my friend request. I gotta take a look at that, and leave it at that, take a look at it and keep on scrolling. It's simple. Don't let a bully take you out of character. Bullies love to see an emotional reaction. They're itching for a confrontation, but whatever you do, don't give it to them. A bully could approach you at a level 10, and I want you to respond with a level 3. And I'm not saying be a doormat. I'm not saying let them walk all over you and you just don't respond. No. I still want you to respond, but what I'm saying is don't respond in an irate, angry, or confrontational type of way, okay? There's a difference between a pushover and a professional, dignified, and reserved person, and that's what I want you to be. Never raise your voice to yell because it'll just give them fuel, okay? They thrive off of emotion and anger and an emotional reaction. My next tip is don't be afraid to let your light shine. Typically, bullies are some of the most miserable, sad, and unhappy people outside of work. Usually their personal lives are in shambles, and they want others to be just as miserable as they are. Now look at yourself. A lot of times bullying really just boils down to jealousy. You may have the respect of your coworkers and they're trying to undermine that. You may be super intelligent and they want your coworkers to second guess you. You may have your youth and they're past their prime. They may want a promotion and they're willing to throw everybody under the bus to get it. In general, these people are hateful and they're miserable and they want to see you fail. And this is why it's so important to let your light shine and let them know that they will never be able to put it out, period. And do it right in their face. It makes them even more pissed off. And that brings me to my next point, which is do not tiptoe around a bully. Don't walk on eggshells around them either because they notice it and they love every second of it. This is your personality. This is who you are. Don't dim it. Don't walk on eggshells and don't stop speaking and don't act out of character just because a bully is close by. Let them know that they don't faze you, they don't intimidate you, and it's gonna be your regular self. Don't be a punching bag. So the day is going to come when you do have to speak up for yourself. You're probably going to have to confront the bully, and in some instances, it may have to be public. So hear me out. Once you do this, all you really need is one good time to do this, and you will set the tone. You'll let everybody know that you're not the person that they're about to disrespect. You're not the person that they're going to intimidate. And they can try you if they want to, but it's probably not a good idea, okay? And they're not going to do it without a fight. They're not going to do it without a little bit of pushback, okay? I know some of you may not be the confrontational type. I'm not confrontational, but once you set the tone one good time, it's usually enough for someone to know that, okay, I'm just gonna kind of leave her alone. She's not the type that's going to tolerate this type of behavior. But you gotta play it off, okay? You gotta play it off. You might be sweating bullets. You might be like, your heart might be racing. Your heart might be beating 1,000,000 times per minute. But you need to keep it cool, play it off, say what you need to say, and then move on. So if bullying gets to the point where you feel unsafe, then it's probably time to talk to management or leave. Being in a toxic work environment is detrimental to your mental health and your physical health. So sometimes it's wise to just call it quits. Say, hey, look, I've had enough of this. I'm gonna go somewhere where I'm appreciated. I'm gonna go somewhere where I'm not disrespected. And those type of work environments do exist. I've worked in them before and it was heavenly. And finally, if you do see bullying anywhere around you, please speak up. Don't let it just happen. Don't be a spectator. And if you're not the confrontational type, then speak to management about it, okay? Really, what a bully needs is just to be put in their place and their behavior needs to be checked. And when things are put in writing, all you need is a few reports and somebody's out the door or somebody's in HR. So these were my tips for how to handle bullies at work from my own personal experience. If you have a personal experience with a bully and you have some tips for everybody, please leave them in the comments and I will see you in my next video.